My brother hacked me, and my parents sided with him.
He's hacking into the mainframe.
I'm in my second year of undergrad at a state university in California, and I'm having an issue with my brother who is in his late 20s and a computer engineer. This is relevant to my issue. As a side note, I know very little about computers other than basic Googling skills. By the way, this comes from Difficult Path, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. And I'm Angie.
I'm Carly.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We just know what we would do in this situation, but let us know what you would do in the comments. So, OP says, my brother is a very type A person, very perfectionist and hardworking, often to the detriment of himself and others. He is a nice and positive person and is successful in the traditional sense, but he is very controlling and has a bit of an overblown ego. I'm a much more relaxed person, and the two of us share very little in the way of interests or guiding philosophies. I'm a visual arts major who likes to draw, and he is the type of person who watched Fight Club and thought that Tyler Durden was onto something. We get along, but have hostilities. My brother resents the fact that I am not like him, and that I don't look up to him as a role model. He is very fond of mocking my interests, hobbies, and career plans, and he often talks literally about a, quote, plan for me, in which I change my major to engineering and start taking his advice. When he brings this up now over the phone, I stop talking to him for however many days or weeks until he apologizes, and then we do it all over again. 2 weeks ago, my brother made a joke referencing a piece of digital art that I drew on my laptop. I didn't think anything of it until I realized after the phone call ended that I never posted that piece of art anywhere, not even to any cloud service. It had only been available on my physical laptop. I was nervous and downloaded Malwarebytes, but I didn't find anything. Thinking back, I also recalled my brother making a joke about something that I said to a friend privately on my Discord, which also was not publicly available. Checking Gmail and a few other websites I'm on that showed options, I've discovered someone had been logging into my accounts from an unfamiliar computer and had been doing so for about a week. I called my brother about this, and he laughed and told me that he had remote access to my computer and that he'd been checking up on everything that I was doing from this point on. I told him that that was ridiculous, and he basically laughed and said that people today have no reasonable expectation of privacy anyway. Without going into detail, I've basically discovered that my brother literally has access to everything in my life. My bank accounts, school account, my art and chat accounts, all the files on my computer. He has even referenced information that leads me to think that there is a very good chance of him having a camera or microphone in my room. He has been in my apartment in the last month, and the only reason that I think he might not is because I haven't been able to find it. There is nothing on my computer or cloud files or anything I'm even remotely embarrassed about. But the idea that my brother has all my information is terrible, and I want him to stop. I don't feel comfortable in my apartment or using my computer or personal accounts anymore. I'm writing this from my school's library. Is there a way to clearly show him that this is wrong with an amount of force and guarantee of my privacy in the future without getting him in serious trouble? My brother is an idiot, and I am pissed at him for this, especially in the way that he acts like a joke or that he's doing it to mentor me, which he keeps saying. Like, he has called me knowing my class schedule, which I never told him, and reminded me to go to classes, etc. But I don't think his life should be ruined over this, even if he is an a-hole. He has also joked about dropping my classes, which I got really pissed about, and he assured me that it was a joke, but I still feel uncomfortable that he'd even hint at that. Thanks. And we do have an update. Without going into a lot of detail, based on some of the stuff that I read on here in a conversation with a friend, I realized that the way that I viewed the relationship with my brother was incredibly messed up, and I decided to act more seriously about this. I was thinking about how to proceed last night while cleaning, and then I actually found a camera. I know I said I thought there was one before, but I don't think that I really consciously did. I have gone to the police station and for now have an injunction against my brother. Whoa! I also reported the computer hacking along with texts and a phone message he sent where he both alludes to and directly confirms it. So, I don't know what will happen, but I feel a lot better having taken this step. I appreciate the comments that people sent. It helped a lot. Thanks. And we do have a second update from a week later. Without exaggeration, this was probably the worst day of my life. After getting served the injunction or temporary restraining order thing, my brother, 1, told my parents, and 2, chose to immediately violate it. He left me several messages that were essentially low-key threatening to ruin my life, and I was scared, so I reported it. He was taken to jail, and to my current understanding is going to get a type of misdemeanor charge for it if he already hasn't. I mean, yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Like, the only thing that I think that maybe you could have done differently is just, like, tell him ahead of time. Like, hey, I'm gonna do this if you...
But
like,
I feel like she kind of already had been like, stop it or there'll be consequences.
Yeah, totally. So it's like, it probably wouldn't have helped either way. And I mean, if all of the pictures and stuff are digital, then, like,
Right.
he probably would have found a way to delete them, all the evidence, you know? So I guess maybe
Yeah.
that wouldn't have even been a good idea.
He probably knew you were going to go to the police anyway. You
But-
probably Googled it. He probably
Yeah,
saw.
right? Yeah.
Weirdo.
Oh my gosh.
Having a camera in a place where it's OP's female, right?
Yeah.
So she's changing in front of that
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah.
She's like,
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm like, I know that you said there was nothing bad on the device that he hacked.
Yeah.
What if there was?
Yeah.
Like, he went into it not knowing what he was gonna find, and then set up a camera.
Literally.
So has for sure seen something at this point.
Yes, it's like, what, that is so much further. I mean, all of it's insane.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting. Like, you're, first of all, my brother.
Yeah.
Second of all, just another human. It's like, okay, I could, if there were like small things, like, okay, oh, ha ha ha, like, I saw that you're doing this, I'm gonna make a little joke about it, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Like, I could make a joke to just show you that I could. Like, I could see my brother doing that.
For sure. Make the joke, haha, I hacked in.
And
but
then be
leave.
done. Yeah, and then he'd be like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that.
And then
I
maybe,
just thought
like,
it'd be
I don't
funny.
know, show me how to remove how you did that from my computer.
Yeah,
like
right?
a good brother.
Yeah, but then the fact that he continues to do that for everything and then sets up a camera is such
He's a little
another
creep.
level. So
Your
creepy.
brother's a little creep.
So creepy. Like, it's not your fault that he's in jail. It's
No,
fully his.
He needed this.
Oh, I don't know if he's in jail right now. Okay. I knew my parents were going to take his side, but they have effectively disowned me for this.
Boo-hoo.
My parents are very religious, conservative Catholics. I'm not religious anymore, but they don't know that. And they were very upset by me reporting it. That's an understatement. I have enough scholarships where I will be able to continue paying for my living expenses in school with my part-time job, but the way that they treated me was horrible. They are very upset because this will probably screw up his career according to the talks we've had. They said I'm disgusting and not welcome home. My dad sent me a video of him and my mom burning most of the belongings that I left at their house. Oh my gosh. Not much important to me, but still. They don't believe me about the camera, and my dad said that he specifically didn't care even if it was there. Just screaming the entire time. I stopped answering my phone and checking my email because it terrifies me. I bought a new cheap computer because even though someone helped me wipe it clean, I'm honestly too scared of using the old one at this point. I haven't left my room in a week. The worst of it is over, I think, but I feel like I fell in a pit. I can't stop crying, and we have a third update from a month later now. Hi, still in California. I'm having some new problems since my last update, and I'm unsure how to handle them. I'd like to say things have been good, but they haven't. No. I had to stop school this semester because I've become extremely depressed and can't handle the workload of both school and work, plus some personal things that I'm focused on related to my spicy orientation. I'm planning on going back next semester. I really can't focus on anything past work, and my life feels very empty right now. I need to leave the house more, haha, and talk to someone who isn't a customer. My brother is still in police custody a month later, wow, and still in the process of getting convicted, which apparently takes much longer than I thought. My parents and a few random people their age who I think they've recruited for this have been continually pestering me through various electronic means and random phone numbers. They do the star 67 or something.
Change your phone number.
Yeah, honestly. And spreading false rumors about me. I was too depressed to deal with it properly with another restraining order or other thing, so it's just been easier to ignore. My main problem at the moment is that I'm trying to get a new job, but I can't because of my social security number. When I broke off with my parents and this happened, I had some of my important documents with me, but not the ones that college students don't use on a daily basis, like my passport, social security number, birth certificate. I'm embarrassed, but I don't have it memorized. The last time I needed it, my parents sent me a picture before all this happened, but I no longer have that in my text. I called my parents to send them to me and tried to make it sound like I'd call the police if they didn't, and my father implied that he either burned them or would never give them to me. He didn't visibly burn them in the video he sent, but I don't know if that was everything. I have trouble talking to him right now, and I couldn't maintain it. I tried calling his parish leader, who I know, and he told me that he'd talked to my parents about not giving me the info or pestering me, but it hasn't done anything if he did. Surprise, surprise. The only documents I have to prove ID are my permit and my school ID, which is useless in this scenario. I need more documents if I want to get a new social security card. I'm also scared of my parents having this information because I think they might try to mess with my life. I'm afraid that if I call the police, my dad will just claim that he never had it and burn it or hide it forever, and then I'm screwed without any way to fully prove my current identity to get new documents. Also, I want to change my name, and I'd appreciate it if anyone knows the best way to go about doing that, or if it would be too much of a pain right now. Not that big of a deal, and honestly, I'm still lazy, but it would make me feel better if it's not a big thing. The people here have been very helpful to me at a point in my life when I don't really have anyone to talk to or give me advice regarding these types of legal issues. And we do have a 4th update from 3 months later.
Let's hear it.
Let's do it. I just want to make this post because I think it's good to make a point about how the world actually works, and I don't like leaving things under false impressions that everything ended up being okay. The last 5 months of 2018 were the worst months of my life. Okay, wow, 2018. Because of everything that happened with my brother and me being disowned by my family, my family's friends, and many other people who I thought that I knew and respected. I ended up getting my documents back without too much trouble, but after that, everything has been a loss.
Oh.
My brother was not really punished in any substantive way. My parents have endeavored to protect him, and he basically got something on the level of probation, no jail time. He was fired, but has been hired again with a much better job with a small private company because, I'm told, of a connection with a colleague. He, or my parents, but I think him for various reasons, had various people call me up from unlisted numbers with vaguely threatening messages, calling me a witch, or just breathing on the phone until I had to get a new phone number. Oh my gosh, that's so creepy. Just breathing on the phone?
Freaky.
Ew. Rumors have been spread about me to the point where I don't even feel comfortable talking to nice people that I knew because I'm afraid that they'll judge me based on things that they've seen that aren't true. I am still not going to be able to go back to college this semester because of personal and financial reasons, and I basically have lost all my friends due to either personal insecurity, severe depression, or the rumors. I don't leave my house outside of work, and I'm not taking care of myself in the way that I should. I'm very grossly thin and pale. I'm working on getting better though, and I've been having very terrible dreams about going to heck and burning alive forever, which are driving me crazy. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. I'm not going to do anything dramatic, but mentally I am not where I need to be. I'm not trying to make this a pity party, and I acknowledge that I'm a big part of the reason this happened, in the sense that I'm not handling it in the most productive way, and I'm not asking for help. I have a crappy job that allows me to stay alive fine, just having trouble getting to school, which I think I'll be able to start again this summer, but I want to emphasize how messed up the whole system is. This is the second time in my life that I've been put in this position, and my first time as an adult and someone trying to report it, and either way, I've been screwed, lied to, and watched the person who ruined my life get away and live happily ever after. Nobody cares about people who get violated, and I understand why they don't come out and report. It's all rigged. My brother, his girlfriend, and my parents are on an almost 2-week-long Hawaiian cruise right now, smiling and laughing, and I'm in my apartment still unable to sleep right because of all of this. Happy New Year, enjoy your cruise, haha, what a cool picture of a water slide. Again, thanks to this community at least. It was a big help in the early stages when I needed to get my thoughts together, and I really appreciated it. I hope everyone who was cool about it gets the type of life they deserve. Really, thank you. And we do have a 5th update from 4 months after that. Oh boy. Boy, oh boy.
Wow.
Well, I'm glad that,
Oh, you got your documents.
You glad that you got the documents. Silver linings. Got the documents.
Silver linings. Got
Got
your
an
documents.
online community.
Yes. Maybe you can change your name like you want to now. You got a new phone number, so they can't call you anymore.
Yeah, you need to go into witness protection.
Yeah, I'm
crazy.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I know. Obviously, you tried legal things and, it didn't punish him as much as you thought it would or wanted it to or something. But, I wonder if, with all this pesterment, you can file some sort of restraining order on him.
Right. I feel like you can go down harder with it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because
I'm so sorry that the school system sucks.
Dude, yeah, honestly. But we do have a 5th update. 4 months later. I moved to another state now. For the purposes of the final update, it doesn't matter. Things have settled for me as of 4 weeks ago, and I remembered a lot of people sending me messages and PMs, so I thought I would give a final update. Life isn't good in the sense that everything is perfect. I 100% absolutely do not believe in karma or that good things happen to people who do good and vice versa with evil people, but things ended up working that way in this scenario after all the crap. Okay. Long story short, 3 months ago, my brother was diagnosed with a terminal illness, and he passed away about 2 months later this April. That's crazy. Speechless.
What?
Oh my god. Oh my god. That is a crazy way to
This story
jump into
cannot
that.
be real.
This is insane. This is insane.
Girl.
I'm shocked. The way you
went into that.
Yeah. Starting it off with karma and being like, yeah, I don't believe in karma, but I guess it worked
But
out this
good
way.
news.
He passed away from a terminal illness. Huh?
What?
Okay, continuing on. We don't have a family history with this, and I found out about it more than a month after his diagnosis. I did not see him after his passing, and whatever campaign he had to bug me with his buddies just stopped all of the sudden when he found out about it, so I guess he lost interest once he realized he didn't have much time. I didn't know many details because I am not involved, and I obviously didn't try to be, but he is passed away now. I'm glad. I felt bad about it for a day or two, and then just thought, no, really done with it. The universe threw me one freebie, and I'm going to appreciate it. I honestly feel freer and happy, and I hope he passed away in as much pain as could be expected. My life is good right now. The past 9 months have been some of the worst times of my life, but things have settled into almost niceness. Uni is postponed at the moment, and maybe forever, but I've found a good job that I like in a much cheaper state that I like more, and don't have to work a lot. I have plenty of free time now, and I'm having fun with it instead of sitting in misery. I started drawing again and reading incredibly depressing online superhero novels. I'm also pushing myself to make new friends and going to look into therapy soon, feeling alive again. I'm taking care of my health again, and I'm not under eating anymore. Parents have reached out twice, and I ignored them. I'm planning to do it again and forever. I hope they rot, and I don't feel bad about it anymore. Sick of feeling guilty, sick of feeling sick. They're the messed up people, not me. And it would be messed up if you didn't listen to full episodes of stories just like this one. Go to Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or whatever favorite podcast app you have, and search OK Storytime. There is a little bit more to the story.
I don't really have any more thoughts.
Yeah. I'm like speechless.
Sure. I'm very happy that your life is going significantly better, though. And I
Yeah.
agree, keep your parents cut off.
Yeah.
We don't need to go back to any of that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
start your
You
new
don't need
life in
to.
your new state.
Exactly. There is a little bit more to the story. All I want to do now is hear about whenever they go and join my brother. Wow. I don't want to say my brother suddenly got cancer and passed away and that fixed everything and I'm happy now, because that isn't true, but he did pass away and I'm glad about it. And yes, it did make me feel happy, and I'm finding it much easier to be happy now. I wish I could say I didn't need luck to fix my problems, but whatever. Thanks to everyone who sent me messages and offered me types of help, even if I didn't take it. I had 4 one-time conversations with 4 people. That meant a lot to me. I hope only nice things happen to you guys. Thanks again. And that is the end of that story. Wow.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah,
Good for you, OP. Honestly,
Good for you.
finding your truth in it and for not feeling guilt about someone who was terrible to you.
Yeah, I mean, like, you really didn't do anything in the situation. Everyone was being so horrible to you.
Yeah. I am jealous of my cousins-in-laws, and it's tearing me apart.
No, not jealousy.
People, me, 20s female, mom, 60s female, cousin, Jolene, 20s female, sister-in-law, mother-in-law, etc. To start, we have a massive family. Think the stereotypical 1.5 million cousins and loud as crap family parties. The problem is hierarchies form at those gatherings, and my mother and I have always been on the bottom of the totem pole. We're not exactly close with many members, and most of the few we are close to don't live nearby. By the way, this comes from just a throwaway 7842, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Angie.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, my closest cousin, Jolene, is just slightly older than me. Since I grew up as an only child, I kind of idolized her. Anything Jolene did, I wanted to do. What she wore, I wanted. I thought she was the coolest, prettiest person in the world, and I wanted to be just like her. As adults, Jolene and I have spoken about this. She said she was always flattered, but she has the worst imposter syndrome I've ever seen. Growing up, she'd feel exceedingly unworthy of my childish adoration, and that continued into adulthood. I always told her she'd be in my wedding, my first child's godmother, etc. You get the idea. I was obsessed with her, but we still grew up very close. Of course, as an adult, don't get it twisted, I'm not obsessed with her like when I was 5. My opinion of her has never changed, though. I still think she's amazing, and I'll always look up to her. Jolene has a son, and his father sucks. Pretty cut and dry. When they were separated and divorcing, my mom and I would spend a ton of time going to see them and being supportive for Jolene. We'd bring food, take them out, have fun outings. Jolene's son is autistic, and she was having a hard time being a single parent and trying to support him as best she could. Jolene found a new husband in the last few years, and we actually love him. He's kind, supportive, and I get great vibes from him. He's also been wonderful to Jolene's son and loves him like his own. The problem has been with his family making us feel sort of pushed out. Jolene's mother passed away of cancer last year, and it was devastating. By the end, she didn't know what was going on or who some people even were. Jolene moved her wedding up so that her mother would be alive to see it, but she wasn't even able to attend due to her state. It was probably the most bittersweet and heartbreaking weekend, and I have always wanted to keep the drama that happened a secret so that Jolene could have as many good memories from that day as she could. My mom really tried to step up and be a pseudo-grandmother. If the kids needed anything, we got it. If Jolene needed someone to take her son for a bit, we were there in a heartbeat. This was the case during the wedding weekend, too. When we met Jolene's new in-laws, I will admit I felt a bit territorial. That is a character flaw I have, but I try my absolute best to never show it because I've never met these people and I don't want to be rude. I'm going to safely assume my mom probably felt the same. The first night before the wedding, we had a great get-together. I was sitting next to my cousin, who was sitting next to her new sister-in-law. I asked her if she was going to need any help the following day getting dressed, getting ready, etc. She assured me that our aunts were there and would be helping her, and I was very contented by that. Her sister-in-law, though, decided to say, "Actually, I've been stepping into the sister role." My territorial butt made direct eye contact and said, "I have bathed this woman when she had pneumonia. I've been her sister since we were children." That was on me, and it was probably rude. I do regret being rude. The next day, my husband and I had Jolene's son while Jolene got ready. My mom got Jolene last-minute things she forgot, so she was in the Airbnb when Jolene was worried about how she wanted her veil. Jolene's mother-in-law said that they should consult my hair and makeup person, and my mom said, "How about we let the bride decide?" So my mom got a mirror and put up a few placements, and it calmed my cousin, so she was able to choose. After my cousin walked away, her mother-in-law said to her new husband, "Doesn't she, your mom, remind you so much of Aunt So-and-so?" Now, my mom is funny and self-deprecating. She jokingly said, "Oh, is Aunt So-and-so a witch?" She did not expect the mother-in-law to very seriously say, yeah, she is. The egregious thing that occurred happened at the wedding. And this is the thing that the whole big family I spoke about earlier is still mad about. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a lifelong grudge that my aunts and uncles will never get over. My cousin obviously had a wedding bouquet, but the person she got it from was kind enough to make her mother a little bouquet. Now, her mom didn't know what was going on at all, but it was still so sweet that she got her own bouquet of flowers. For some reason, despite the fact that my cousin didn't have a wedding party due to the small size of the wedding and the quickness of the planning, the in-laws all showed up dressed very formally, with professionally done hair and makeup, and all wearing the same color, like bridesmaids. I admit this pissed me off. If Jolene was going to have bridesmaids, I would have been one of them, and I sure as crap was more likely to be a maid of honor than this sister-in-law was. Anyway, aside from the color matching, the sister-in-law also had my passing away aunt's bouquet of flowers. I don't know how she got them, and I can't say for sure that she knew it was my aunt's, because maybe she didn't know, but she had taken my passing away aunt's flowers. My family, who tends to sit in cliques with each other and stay around ourselves, glared daggers at this woman the whole ceremony and reception. When they got up for pictures, one of my aunts went to their table, snatched the flowers, and hid them.
Nice. I'm glad you're not the only one that is bothered by this.
Yeah. So, needless to say, not the best first impression. Now, a year later, every holiday, weekend, anything seems to be claimed by the in-laws. Thanksgiving, Christmas, her first Mother's Day without her mother, and pregnant with her first daughter that her mom would never get to meet. 4th of July, etc. We always asked to get together with them for these times, especially Mother's Day, but they were always with the in-laws, and it's feeling like our toes were being stepped on. I think my mother really feels like the in-laws are trying to replace Jolene's existing family. I appreciate them a ton for being as supportive as they have been since my aunt's passing, but I also get the same feeling. They've always been there for Jolene, but we would also like to spend time with them. I've already asked to have Thanksgiving with them this year, just to get a jump on it, because absolutely bragging, I make a great Thanksgiving meal, but I make too much food for our small family unit. I just want to know how I can approach this delicately. How to be fair and supportive of how my mom feels, while also not being needlessly aggressive to people who have been nothing but kind to my cousin. These feelings have been spurred up because Jolene had a second child, a little girl. Her due date was on my birthday, and she was born 2 days before.
Cute.
I felt so special when Jolene called me and asked if I wanted a new birthday twin.
Aww.
We already have a cousin born on my birthday because there's so many of us, but I would be elated for Jolene's little girl to be born so close to my birthday. And I would be elated if you guys would listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, search up OK Storytime. We've got just a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah, how would she go about that?
I don't even know. I feel like, I wonder if there's ever even been a conversation or just like a bunch of snippy comments here and there.
Yeah, like from the sister-in-law?
From sister-in-law, from mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Like, I'm wondering if air needs to be cleared or something, or if you can go to Jolene and just be like, hey, like, I really miss you. Like,
Yeah.
can we have a holiday?
Yeah, honestly, going to Jolene is probably the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And just being super honest,
Yeah.
especially if you guys are close. Like,
Right.
hopefully you can talk about something like that.
I feel like
I want you to have a relationship with your in-laws. Like,
we haven't had a holiday.
Yeah.
Like, and you know I make a good Thanksgiving meal.
right?
Like,
Yeah, like
be
make it
jokey
funny.
with it. But
Yeah. I feel like that would be the best way to do it. Because then if you go around and talk to the in-laws, then it's like, there's too much separation there
Yeah.
for you to, like,
Yeah,
it's
I
almost as
only
if
say
there's
talk to the
something-
in-laws if they bring up like lingering problems.
yeah.
And
then
there
you
could be
can
like
talk.
a combined thing or something.
Yeah, I
Or
would
have
just-
Jolene host or
Right,
something.
yeah. Have everyone
Everybody
come to
come.
Jolene. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I was so excited when she was born 2 days before. She's gorgeous, and I'm not a fan of most kids except Jolene's and my husband's nephews and nieces. But I'm obsessed with this wonderful little girl. I am not the godmother. Jolene's husband wanted his sister to be the godmother, so that's what they went with. Am I hurt? Sigh, yes. Was I surprised? Not at all. I didn't get my hopes up because I expected Jolene's husband to want his only sister to be the godmother of his first child. Not much of our family is invited to the christening, but we are, and I want to go, but I also know it'll hurt a bit. And that is the end of that story.